Antisocial personality disorder and neuronal linkage. What if a person can understand between the right and wrong, but the brain circuits controlling empathy, guilt, fear, and impulsive control fail to respond normally? In anti-social personality disorder, the problem is not only the behavior; it is deeply linked with altered neuronal communication between the prefrontal cortex, amygdala, and the reward pathways. When this network becomes weak or dysregulated, a person may show persistent disregard for rules, manipulation, impulsivity, lack of remorse, and repeated harmful behavior. Hi, my name is Dr. Vas, and today we're going to discuss antisocial personality disorder and neuronal linkage. The major part of the brain that are involved in this disease are PFC, amygdala, insula, and reward system or a reward network. This description, it's a pervasive, enduring pattern of disregard for and violation of the rights of the other. ASPD is a psychiatric disorder, not an insult. Development history, functional impairment, and exclusion of other causes should be noted while diagnosis. Deceitfulness, impulsiveness, aggressiveness, irresponsibility, low remorse, and risk taking are the major symptoms of this disease. Diagnosis, these are the major points: deceitfulness, impulsivity, irritability, recklessness, consistent irresponsibility are the major uh, behavior few points of the behavioral domains. Conduct disorder symptoms before the age of 15 are important for ASPD. Uh, Adult may be diagnosed after the age of 18 with this kind of disorder. Differential diagnosis may include substance use, uh, frontal lobe injury, ADHD, and other personality disorders. That is the assessment source. Clinical interviews, comorbidity screening, self-report alone is usually insufficient. Etiology, genetic genes might be involved. Early adversity, abuse, and negligence. Conduct problem started from the childhood. Neuronal remodeling, circuits in the brain might remodel themselves, and adult ASPD pattern. These are the risk factors, protective factors, and the key points. The best model of the circuit level disorder of impulse control, emotional learning, and social cognition. Neuronal linkage, prefrontal cortex, amygdala, anterior cingulate, orbitofrontal cortex, insula, and reward system. These are the parts of the brain they play a major role in this disease. Neuronal mechanism, uh, orbitofrontal regulation might be weakened. Um, Therefore, the impulse control, learning from punishment, and moral decision making might be altered. That is the role of amygdala. Reward biasness, dopamine linked reward system may be altered or dysregulated. Therefore, uh, immediate gain, novelty, dominance, or risk, despite negative consequences, should be there. Emotional dysregulation, ACC and PFC, limbic imbalance contribute to irritability, poor frustration tolerance, anger, and reactive aggression. And the behavioral outcome, or behavioral output, aggression, responsibility, unsafe behavior uh, is there in these kind of patients. Neurotransmitter involve 5-HT, aggression and poor emotional control, dopamine, the reward system, norepinephrine, arousal and threat response, and hypothalamus pituitary axis cortisol. Neurochemistry does not cause the crime directly. It modifies brain circuits threshold, and therefore changes might be there in reward and aggression and threat. Mechanism flowchart, genetics plus environmental, early conduct problem, circuits imbalance, reduce empathy, antisocial behavior, biological levels, psychological levels, and social levels. These are the three patterns that can be checked or that might be under observation by the physician. These are the clinical manifestation points: aggression, rule breaking, recklessness, irresponsibility towards family, friends, and other persons around you. That is the functional impact of this disease: social conflict and reduced quality of life. Common comorbidities, ADHD, and trauma related symptoms might be linked with this disease. That is the safety complication. Diagnosis, clinical interviews, developmental history, collateral records, comorbidity screening, and risk assessment should be there for the monitoring and diagnosis of these kind of patients. Treatment, CBT based approaches should be there: anger management, motivational interviewing, and relapse prevention planning. Structured environment, medication targets like SSRI, atypical antipsychotics can be given to these kind of patients. Favorable factors, employment structure, lower violence history, therapeutic alliance, and consistent follow-up is the key for favorable prognosis. Disease concept, neuronal linkage, clinical effects, management, and prognosis. These are the five major points for the summary of this disease, and that is very important for the patient as well as for the physician who is in charge of providing the therapies, different therapies to these patients. Thanks and regards. Please like and subscribe this channel for further discussion on rare diseases. Thanks.